Guild Battlegrounds has been completely changed. We'll talk about that, Update 1.264, and more in this episode of your bi-weekly Forge of Empires news. Starting with the update, let's jump straight into the improvements. You know the collapsible buff bar? Well, it will now stay in its expanded form until you close it by clicking on it. Additionally, Guild Battlegrounds has a small change relating to the Donate Goods button. If your guild doesn't have enough goods to purchase a province building, you can now see the amount of needed goods currently available in your guild treasury, making it the same as what you see on mobile. In Bugfixes, the story quests were still a little bit shy and could disappear. They should hopefully be fixed so that you now get the next one. Also, you may not have noticed that higher age great buildings failed to give you the correct amount of ranking points, but they should do so now. For my mobile-only players, they want you to know that they hear your complaints about the collapsible quest window, specifically how the tab is named Story. They're looking for something else to name it, but don't know when it will be implemented. I suggest naming it Quests, but that's just my opinion. The Witch Doctor buildings bug with being on the wrong production carousel was fixed last time, but only on the browser version, and now should be fixed for the app. Forge points didn't display their boosts correctly for production buildings that produce forge points, such as terrace farms. Also, the Space Age Titan buildings of the Hot Chocolate Bar and Spicy Restaurant were missing their animations and now should look nice. Now let's jump straight into beta news with the Halloween event. It looks really interesting. It will be a completely new style of event relating to some sort of card game. It won't be out on beta for some time, probably not another 3 weeks or so, but I still want to talk about it. There are 4 types of characters that have cards: vampires, werewolves, zombies, and witches. It seems like we will have to use these cards to attack an enemy with a similar deck. And based on the cheat sheet and the art on the cards, vampires have a boost against werewolves, who have a boost against zombies, who have a boost against vampires. Now, this may start sounding very familiar to players who remember the old soccer event minigame with cards, but I don't think it is. You see, the witches have a boost against no one, and this makes me think that they may have a support role, helping to keep the other 3 characters alive. Somehow, by playing with cards, you can get better ones, upgrading them 4 levels to a boss tier. Again, though, I'm not really sure how this works. What I do know is that by playing the game and spending teeth, the less I have to say about them the better, you can get quite a few rewards. The main building will have a silver and gold upgrade, but there's also a secondary building with yet more silver and gold upgrades. Not to mention the Tarot Card Caravans is the previous Halloween building that will receive the golden upgrade. I can't wait to see how it looks in all of your cities. In fact, I want to see what your cities look like now. I'm planning on making a video where I review or roast your cities and their layouts. Join my Discord server linked below the like button to submit your screenshots. But enough of that, onto more beta news. Specifically, the Guild Battlegrounds revamp coming soon to a server near you. And it is both a big update and a tiny one. Let's dig into it. The biggest change you'll immediately notice is attrition. Instead of increasing exponentially like it has in the past, it now increases exactly the same, up to 75 attrition. Then it starts increasing linearly at a 33% enemy attack boost until you hit 100 attrition. Then it increases at a rate of 100% per level, theoretically infinitely? We don't really know yet. In other words, at what used to be very high attrition, it will now be much easier to fight. For example, at the previous maximum of 150 attrition, the enemy boost would be 12,000%. Now, it's only 6,000%. However, you may be gaining attrition faster now. That's right, attrition reduction has been changed too. You know your favorite province building, the siege camp? Well, they've been removed. Instead, we have a total of 9 new buildings taking its place. The Guild Field Camp can only be built on your starting province, but it will give you up to 80% attrition reduction for the surrounding provinces and a 100% boost to the victory points all of your owned provinces produce. It has 3 different tiers, and the best version costs 75,000 guild goods. The barracks and guild command posts are very similar to one another as they too provide attrition reduction, up to 60%. However, these can only be built on conquered provinces. The only difference between these two types of buildings is that the command posts cost slightly more and generate extra victory points. Oh, and the attrition reduction is capped at 80%. That means that for every 5 fights that you do, you'll gain 1 attrition on average. I'm not going to be commenting my thoughts on that change here since it would take too long. Additionally, the provinces will now require more advances to conquer, 220 for the volcano map and 200 for the waterfall. There are also some quality of life changes, such as being able to see your guildmate's current attrition, information on which provinces have the lowest attrition marked directly on the map, and each province will now have at least 1 building slot. So what about new prizes? Well, the Tower of Champions is incredibly powerful. It has 2 levels and provides attack and defense boosts for specifically the Guild Expeditions and Guild Battlegrounds, Forge Points, and Guild Goods. However, you can only get the kit for this building by placing first in a Diamond League battleground. Yes, you heard that right. Only the first place finisher gets the fragments needed to assemble the kit. Not only that, but you must finish first 3 times in order to get enough fragments. To get both the level 1 building and building upgrade, you have to finish first a total of 6 times. That's quite a commitment, and we may have to see if this changes how guilds fight on the battlegrounds. Will we still have alliances? For those of us who can't place first, though, at least there's still a consolation prize. Again, only in the Diamond League, you can win fragments of the tourney grounds by completing fights or negotiations. You need 500 fragments to assemble this limited building that only lasts 2 weeks. However, it provides sizable boosts to your Guild Battlegrounds and Guild Expeditions armies, so it seems like it will be worthwhile to place. Also, the Forgotten Temple from the Guild Expeditions will be getting a massive attack and defense boost for Guild Battlegrounds armies. So if you haven't been completing the 5th level of the Expeditions, you may want to start doing so. I wouldn't be surprised if this feature came to the live servers rather quickly, sort of like how the Guild Expeditions update was released. Until then, that's going to have to close it out for this bi-weekly news video. Join my Discord server linked below to stay up to date on all the new features coming out, and I'll see you all next time.